Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I wanted to talk about the remix record Further Down the Spiral that accompanied the Downward Spiral that was released back in 1994. Now, this was sort of a standard thing that Reznor would do for each of his albums up until, I believe, Year Zero. I think Year Zero was the last one to get a remix record released right afterwards. And then, as far as the Slip and Hesitation marks are concerned, I'm pretty sure there's no remix records that have been released. So this is, at this point at least, this is sort of par for the course. He would do this predominantly for the lion's share of his LPs. He would release a really varied and really creative remix record where he would tap people from different fields of music, producers and whatnot, to come in and kind of do their own thing with the songs from the album. And this is, yeah, I think this is probably my favorite Nine Inch Nails remix record, because this has at the heart of it all, which is reimagined or using chunks of music from the Downward Spiral, and it was created by the Aphex Twin, and that's probably the heaviest song on this album, is At the Heart of It All. It's just, there's such an impending sense of doom. Like, that song is so incredibly heavy and yet very sparse. It feels very Giger-ish, if you know what I mean. Like, and I mean like H.R. Giger. Like, it would fit in perfectly as one of the backdrops for one of his paintings. Like, it could be played while you're viewing a bunch of his stuff at a gallery somewhere, assuming the lighting was right. I love how the remixes feel legit. They feel like they're honest reworkings of the tracks, and they're not just paid remixes in order to collect a paycheck. Like, oh yeah, Reznor wants us to do this, let's go in, boom, 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 put like a techno beat to it, there, it's done. None of that is here. These songs are complete reworkings and reimaginings, and sometimes, like the Aphex Twin, they're complete original tracks that you've never heard before. Now, everything on here is predominantly worked by other people, but I know the Nine Inch Nails at times would step in and they would do a track here or there, or have a hand in a track here or there. So this feels like they kept it all in-house, despite the fact that technically they didn't. And I loved this about the Nine Inch Nails. Like, you go and pick up whatever the halo was for the LP, and then you knew at some point soon-ish after that full length was released, you would get a remix album that would almost, like I said, be more of a reimagining album, where you would get like an additional dozen or so tracks that would fit completely with the vibe of the LP that they were based off of, but at the same time they would be completely able to stand on their own and be like independent pieces of work that didn't need to rely on the fact that, oh yeah, you know, Reznor tapped me to remix such and such, and I'm going to make sure that you can hear that. That's not really the point here. These songs are 100% original, and it's essentially like you're getting part 2 from the LP that was released prior to this, and I love that about this period. I love the mid-90s Nine Inch Nails. I mean, this is like their classic period up right through the Fragile. Now, I love everything they've done right up until their most current 2 EPs and 1 LP, like Bad Witch and Add Violence, not the actual events. I didn't love those. But everything else I have loved right up to Hesitation Marks, even though I know they caught a lot of flack for Hesitation Marks because it was too clean sounding and had too much of a dance-ish vibe to it. I still really liked that record. I mean, I see where people are coming from, but I still thought the record was amazing. And this period, this is, everything comes together to create this real, like, claustrophobic sense of terror. Like the artwork, the dirtiness to the production, and the heavy downbeat lyrics to the songs being so crushingly claustrophobic that, you know, this is a really, really negative period, I suppose. But in a lot of ways, the negative periods are sometimes a band's most creative period. And I think a lot of people would agree with this, that the Downward Spiral era was probably their favorite period from the Nine Inch Nails. Now, whereas I don't want to say that fully, even though I do agree with that for the most part. I love everything the Nine Inch Nails have done, right up until their new stuff. But I do love this era. There's something about it. It's just dripping with dread. And I really identify with that because I'm so fucking edgy, you know? Like, I'm so... No, I'm not. Not at all. But I just love this era, and I love this remix record. So yeah, look, I'm gonna go. There's not much more I can say. This has some of the best reworkings or reimaginings of any of the Nine Inch Nails work, period. This record kicks ass, and you guys kick ass, and you mostly kick ass for making it through the entire review, which I really appreciate. And if you liked this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. And if you didn't like this review, still do something nice for somebody. I will see you guys soon. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe. And we will see you guys really soon.